When Emily Carter was 16, she learned how quickly life could change. One winter afternoon in Chicago, snow covered the streets of the South Side. Her father came home earlier than usual. He didn't take off his coat. He just stood near the kitchen counter, staring at the floor. "I got laid off," he finally said. The room went quiet. Emily's mother, who worked part-time at a grocery store, tried to stay calm. "We'll figure it out," she said softly, but Emily could see the fear behind her mother's eyes. Her father had worked at a manufacturing plant for over 20 years. That job paid the rent, the bills, school supplies, and even her little brother's asthma medication. Now it was gone. In the weeks that followed, the small apartment felt different. Her father applied for jobs every day, but interviews were rare. The news talked about layoffs, economic downturns, and cuts. Emily was a junior at Lincoln Park High School. She dreamed of going to Northwestern University to study journalism. She loved telling stories. She wrote for the school newspaper. She read to children at the library on weekends. But now, college felt like a luxury. One evening, she overheard her parents whispering in the living room. "We can't afford college tuition," her father said. "Even with loans, it's too much." "Maybe she can attend community college first," her mom replied. Emily froze in the hallway. Community college wasn't bad, but she knew what it really meant. It meant lowering expectations. It meant shrinking her dreams to fit their bank account. That night, she sat by her bedroom window. She watched snow fall under the streetlights. Chicago winters were beautiful, but unforgiving. She opened her laptop and began researching scholarships. Dozens, hundreds. Some required essays. Some needed community service hours. Some were highly competitive. Most students at her school weren't applying to as many. They assumed they wouldn't qualify. Emily didn't assume. She decided. For months, she worked harder than ever. She took extra shifts at a nearby coffee shop. She saved every tip. She studied late at night for SATs. Sometimes exhaustion made her doubt herself. Sometimes classmates said, "Why stress so much? Just take loans like everyone else." But Emily knew her family couldn't handle more debt. She refused to add another burden. Her guidance counselor, Mrs. Thompson, noticed her determination. "You have talent," she said one afternoon. "Don't let fear rewrite your future." Those words stayed with her. Emily wrote scholarship essays about resilience, about growing up in a working-class neighborhood, about watching her parents struggle, yet never give up. She wrote about Chicago, the noise of the L trains, the wind off Lake Michigan, the voices in her community. She wrote honestly. She didn't try to sound perfect. She sounded real. Months passed. Acceptance letters arrived for classmates. Some celebrated loudly, others cried quietly. Emily stayed calm. Then, one afternoon, a thick envelope arrived from Northwestern University. Her hands trembled as she opened it. "Congratulations!" Her breath caught. She had been accepted with a full ride covering tuition, housing, and books. She ran into the living room. Her father was filling out yet another online job application. "Dad," she whispered. He looked up. "I got in. Full ride." For a moment, he didn't speak. Then tears filled his eyes. "I didn't lose everything," he said softly. "We didn't lose everything." College was challenging. Northwestern pushed her in ways high school never had. Many classmates came from wealthy families. Some had traveled the world. Some spoke confidently about private schools and internships. Emily had none of that, but she had grit. She joined the campus newspaper. She wrote about underrepresented neighborhoods in Chicago. She interviewed small business owners struggling after the pandemic. She highlighted stories of single mothers balancing work and school. Her articles gained attention. One piece about housing inequality was picked up by a major online news outlet. For the first time, strangers emailed her, "Thank you for telling our story. You gave us a voice." Emily realized journalism wasn't just about headlines, it was about humanity. By senior year, she was offered an internship at a respected media company in New York City. The move was scary. She had never lived outside Illinois, but she remembered that winter night at 16 when she promised herself she would not shrink. So she went. New York was loud, fast, intimidating, but full of opportunity. She worked long hours, fact-checked stories, made mistakes, learned quickly. After graduation, she got a full-time position. Years later, Emily stood in a newsroom in Manhattan, prepared a feature story about education inequality across America. Before going live, she glanced at her phone. A message from her father. "Proud of you. Watching from Chicago." She smiled. She had once feared becoming small because of circumstances she couldn't control, but she learned something powerful. Your environment can shape you, but it does not have to limit you. Emily didn't just earn a scholarship, she proved that financial struggle does not define intelligence, that fear does not get the final word, that young women from working-class neighborhoods can rise loudly and unapologetically. And somewhere in Chicago, another 16-year-old girl watches the snow fall outside her window. If she hears Emily's story, maybe she'll understand. Dreams don't require permission. They require persistence.